There was a shot of you when it got announced that it was San Antonio. And from my perspective, it looked like genuine joy and sort of, I don't know if it was relief, but it was genuine joy. Why were you so excited about San Antonio in particular?
Oh yeah, truly, if I had to choose one franchise to get the number one pick, I would have chosen San Antonio. It's just, I know, and I heard so much about the atmosphere and the culture over there, the winning culture, that this, if I had to choose, it would be a no-brainer.
So your season ended on Thursday. The Metropolitan season ended on Thursday. You played the entire season, you played every game. How have you been able to kind of compartmentalize and focus with all of the craziness, everything happening here, everything with the lottery and everything like that, and the fact that you're on a great team in a really, really competitive environment playing for a championship? How have you mentally sort of been able to juggle those two things?
I'm very young, but this year before this year, I had never seen and lived with such responsibility inside of a team. It was like I had a big role with that team, and my coach trusted me a lot. And, playing basketball is my job. So until the very end of the season, I was 100% dedicated to playing basketball, rest, eat, sleep, practice. And when all this was done on a day, I could think about the rest, planning the trip to New York, what's coming next. And, but yeah, it's playing basketball is my job. I'm dedicated.
You had played for a couple of different clubs prior to Mets 92, and it's not historically been a great club. You had, as you said, had a lot of responsibility. I think you led the league in points, rebounds, blocks. You guys were second in the regular season, played for the championship. And some of it, and I want you to sort of get into this, the why of everything, but some of it was set up so that you could get the experience of being the guy on a team, which not a lot of young players in Europe get that experience at the highest levels, at the ACB or, the Italian leagues, French league, whatever. But did you, as you set this up, could you have anticipated that this year would have gone as well as it did?
I think we've accomplished this year a lot that we wanted to accomplish prior to the year. And you talked about something like the young players and European prospects. In Europe, it's hard for them to know and to get to know this kind of responsibility I got this year, and to be able to lead and to push a team to the top, because it's so competitive. As you said, when a young players come and starts being part of a pro team, the team and the coach, they have to win or they get fired, So it's hard sometimes to put responsibility into the hands of young players. And when I came to Mets 92, it was kind of, what I was looking for, because I knew I could give a lot to a team. And as what happened this year, I knew this could happen, and I had to make a choice, and Mets 92 was by far the best choice for this.
I feel like going back to the first time I really saw you and heard about you was a few years ago. There was a viral video of you working out against Rudy Gobert, who at the time was like the defensive player of the year, and you were giving him buckets. But I feel like in some ways, the 2 games in Vegas against the G League Ignite was the introduction of Victor Wembanyama to just the general basketball populace in the United States. And in watching those games, I'm thinking to myself, why doesn't this motherfucker just shut it down after this? I'm fascinated. I really am, because look, there's been guys that have gone overseas. There's been guys that have gone the G League route, and it has been either a half-ass effort once they're kind of recognized as a top 3 to 5 pick. You were clearly, after those 2 games, it was like, all right, this guy's the number 1 pick, and you kept playing.
Yeah, I know a lot of prospects did that over the years, even this year, and but I'm not a quitter. As I told you, I had such responsibility with this team. I know these guys trusted me just like I trust them. And it just counts. It just matters for me. I can't quit. It's just not who I am.
I was going to say, is there a part of you, when coming into the league, people are going to say, can he stay healthy? Can he handle the physicality, things like that? Is there part of you played every single game this year, you played 70 games. Is there part of you where that level of durability is just kind of showing anyone who might have something to say, like, oh yeah, not only can I do all these things, but I'm not missing time?
As long as I believe in myself, I know what I'm capable of. And as long as, my coach and my staff trust me, I don't got nothing to prove, I just want to win. And but it was also a challenge for my coaches and me and my agents, my family to complete a full year, being healthy when others weren't 100% of the time, and because it's a really tough league in France. What I'm saying is some people get injured, but I managed to I think we found the right recipe, to stay healthy and to stay competitive.
Very curious about that recipe, because I think the big question mark at your size for anyone is going to be the durability piece. And look, seen plenty of guys. Giannis is a great example, who came into the league and didn't have a huge build or anything like that, and you're just naturally going to put on weight and strength and all of that. But I have heard, and I've read this as well, but I've heard from people that know you, that you're very process oriented, you're very detail oriented, you're very routine oriented. What does all of that look like on a daily basis for you in terms of your preparation to play the game?
You talked about details. I often say, and I often look to not leave anything like random, not leave anything to chance, and like control everything I can control about my body and my development. And this is something I really got better on in the past couple of years. And there's guys like Giannis and stuff. But I think I'm different because I gotta say, like, nobody or really few people are my size, and even fewer play like me, play the way I play, move the way I move. And so as I got an original like play style and height, so I gotta have an original routine, original process, original recipe, So it's really a thoughtful process. And it's like with my coach, Guillaume, I'm really close to him, and we were really good this year. It's like a huge part of thinking and thinking before, thinking how we can do better. And every day, my trainer, my coach, he like, when we practice, we probably do a new exercise every day.
Take me through a day. What is a day, non-game day? Let's say a non-game day. Take me to a non-game day. What does that look like for you?
Practice might be in the afternoon or in the morning, and we always do something before and after. And when we want to practice once a day, we do something before and after. When we want to practice twice, we probably do something before in the morning and something after in the afternoon, But it's always like warm-up activation, sometimes on the court, sometimes in the weight room. It's I wake up, I eat, I go to practice, weight room before or after, then I go back home, I sleep, I do whatever I want to do, and then go back to it,
I've always wondered this, the 2-a-day practices in the middle of the season, because in the NBA, we don't practice anymore. You're in for a real treat, my guy. What is a 2-a-day practice? What does that look like in Europe?
It's when you play once a week, you get time to practice twice a day sometimes. But when you play when the games are a little closer to each other, it's once a day most of the time. But my coach, my coach this year, he wasn't the guy who wants to tire out players and stuff. He's a really like mental guy, But twice a day, it's tough,
Live action, like 5-on-5 contact, both practices.
Yeah, we do that. But it's like a full day where you can't when you go home after the first practice, you can't spend 5 minutes on your phone or just you can't waste any time. You gotta shower, eat, and sleep.